Morning. And shit. So basically the Prius ran the whole night. Kept the temperature, I kept it at 65 degrees, which made it fucking nice. Especially since the sleeping bag's a 50-degree sleeping bag. So I didn't sweat, I was comfortable, everything was nice. Let's just go ahead and see how much fucking gas I burned. Didn't look like it moved much from last night. It was at about half, so maybe I lost a bar. And according to this, I burned $1.31. Yeah, you compute when, the price per gallon. When you fill it up, you punch the price into the computer, and it keeps track of how much you burned. So I burned $1.31 for a night's sleep, which I don't know that you could get much cheaper than that. So definitely looking forward to car camping and using this thing to fucking get the job done. Of course, you don't even have to run the car if, weather's good and you can crack the windows and stuff like that, and be comfortable. But if you want to be comfortable with a Prius, it's not hard, Good money and shit. Saved. Not to mention the gas mileage on actually driving to wherever you're going. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with how this little experiment turned out. So basically, I got these curtains blocking the entire front of the vehicle. This is going to be mostly for what I call sleeping mode. But it's just some shit I threw together. These are curtain rods and some fabric that I already had. So I cut it up, and it's pretty much just a curtain. And because it's see-through, so at night I can't have a lot of light going. This is mainly for what I call sleep mode, which is where I break out. This is a truck mattress. I'm currently sitting in the back seat and pretty much just lay there and go to sleep. I slept fine. It was a little rough getting used to it at first because it's been a while since I've slept on the road. I'm still in Syracuse. I was doing a test run today. But, the stuff I got blocking the windows here, that's just some cheap-ass foam board that I, bought at Walmart for a couple bucks and just stuffed it in there. And that's pretty much going to be my solution going forward. It got the job done. I didn't notice any problems while I was sleeping. And this is mainly for sleep mode. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I'm going to do is tear all of this down. And it fits neatly, and I'll show you afterwards, fits neatly in the fucking, trunk area, so that I have full, it looks like normal up here for the most part, depending on how much shit I bring with me. But yeah, this is going to be a good solution for my trip this week, and probably for future road trips. And you know, it's going to be a refining process as I fucking go along. As you can see, I got it all tore down. I was just about to test this inverter out and see if that'll power my laptop. But look at that. It's all gone. This is kind of a nice little space here because this seat goes way far forward. So you have massive amounts of room. So when I put the mattress away, I can just lounge in here if I need to. Of course, there's no need to really, you know, when you're car camping, there's no need to stay in your car. You know, you don't, it's kind of the point. It's just a place to sleep at night. You know, go into a public space, a mall, a library, you know, a coffee shop, and hang out there, you know, to do your laptop stuff and all the other stuff that you got to do. There's that asshole over there. He let me use his parking lot last night as an experiment. Next experiment will be to go to the fucking Walmart. Who you are, you piece of shit?
You're a vagrant. Get out of my driveway.
You're gonna call the cops on me.
Get off my lawn.
Anyways. So, yeah. I'm staying here tonight. I stayed here tonight just as a completed experiment. I don't even have all the gear out with me that I'm gonna bring going forward. But, I'm happy so far. It's definitely, it's gonna be fun to hit the road again. As far as a long-term living solution, like you see some motherfuckers, I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I might get pissed off with it after a week. And I will say it's about crawling around. It's, you know, it's not about comfort, really. It's about convenience and efficiency. And not spending shit tons of money. So that'll be, so you might be asking, how are you going to piss? How are you going to wash? Well, first of all, they made bottles for peeing. You know, anybody that's doing that Vanlife thing, that's what they're doing, by the way. Public bathrooms, as far as showers, every other day or so, stop at a truck stop, shower up, good to go. Baby wipes in between, and washing up in public restrooms. That's pretty much the deal as far as hygiene is concerned. I'll probably shave my head because I got some bedhead going on. Only burning $1 fuel for a full night's sleep. That was unexpected. I thought I was going to burn $2-3 worth, but it didn't. The car would kick on, and probably every 20 or 30 minutes or so, probably about every 30 minutes, it would kick on for a little while just to charge the battery. As soon as the battery is charged, it would drop down. I thought because it was cooler last night that it would fucking kick on and off a lot more just to keep the engine warm, because I know the heat runs off the coolant as far as the engine goes. As if one time flipping over the fucking kayak wasn't enough, I decided to come back out here. You know, next to my buddy Octane back there, sometimes vlogger. And I think I'm starting the warm weather season off properly. Getting ready to head out to North Carolina. I took a break from working on the car. Get out here and get some open water action. Shit. All kinds of gains. All kinds. Well, as I've previously announced, and many of you know, hope to see a few of you there, or, you know, you never know. But I'm heading to Carolina Rebellion this weekend. Start leaving out today. It's Wednesday. While I'm filming this, you probably won't see this till Thursday. Please be patient. I'm gonna be ironing out the quirks of uploading fucking videos from the road. But today I wanted to talk about my minimalist travel plans. I'm going to give you a tour of my Prius and the setup that I'm going to use for the next week. I plan on returning next Wednesday. It's Wednesday today, so about 7 days out. And it'll be a good benchmark for future road trips and travel plans that I want to do this year and will do. And I'm going to do some wilderness fasting. There's probably going to be some fasting on this trip, mainly for financial reasons and to, of course, keep, what better way to use fasting than to save a few bucks here and there, you know? I'm on day 2 of actually staying in this car. So I'm on day 2 of actually spending the night in the car, getting used to sleeping in it, getting used to making, you know, see what I'm missing out, see what I need to bring with me, that kind of stuff. I got it pretty much dialed in. There might be a few odds and ends I pick up along the way. Some interesting things have already happened. Like, I parked at Walmart last night. The first night out that you saw, I parked at fucking my friend's house. But last night I'm sitting there, and you know, I'll give you a tour on how I set up in a minute, but I had the windows blacked out, and I was just laying down for bed. I was in my underwear and shit, and I see some headlights, and I parked in kind of like the back part of the parking lot away from everybody, so I didn't bother anybody. There was another truck driver that was spending the night there, so I didn't feel that there was going to be any issues. But a cop car pulled up, and right behind me, shining his lights right in the back of the car. He didn't come out, he didn't knock, he didn't even stay. You know, I looked out at him. I don't know if he saw me look out at him, because generally I keep it really dark in here when I'm camping, when I'm sleeping, so that you can't really see in, especially if there's glare from lights outside. And that's kind of the secret, but we'll go over that in a minute. But yeah, he scoped out my car for about 5 minutes and then took off. So I guess he didn't fuck with me or whatever, so there's that. But so far I've been comfortable, no issues, getting a little used to, you know, running around in a little bit of a confined space. But the whole thing is about this trip is going to be to save money. And I'm also going to document what I eat along the way, how I survive in a travel environment as a ketovore. We'll go over that a little bit towards the end. Also, I wanted to go through one of the things I plan on doing for these videos going forward. You know, I want to go through your guys' emails. What the fuck is this guy doing? This motherfucker's right behind me and shit. I wanted to go through some of your guys' emails and read them and respond, because you guys have been sending me a lot of success stories or on your way to success stories that of dealing with your doctors and stuff like that. And I'm gonna, from now on, when I do a video, there's gonna be 1 to 2, depending on how much of a tirade I go on, emails that I'll go through at the end of each video going forward, because you guys have questions that you ask that probably would help other people. And you know, it's hard to get to all the comments and all the, you know, and live stream, it's hard to get to everybody on live streams as well. I'm still going to do live streams, and I will go live at some point from my phone on this trip to kind of, you know, connect with you guys, let you know what's going on, answer any questions about car camping or keto on the road, or any other fucking questions you might have while I'm doing this shit. Apparently I'm not the only one that figured out to park in the shade. So without further ado, let's get the fucking tour out of the way. So of course right now we're in the driver's seat. I got that's pretty much where I plug my phone and shit in, and you know, I anchor it there. I can watch videos just by placing this on here, and you know, I have unlimited data, pretty stout data plan. I've always maintained that since being a trucker. So you know, that's my entertainment if I want to watch videos or listen to audiobooks or what have you. But like I said, the object isn't to stay in your car all the time when you're car camping. You actually want to get out and use public spaces or parks, or, you know, just enjoy the fucking outdoors and shit. Here in my center console, I keep my trusty inverter for powering my laptop and shit. So I'm able to work and edit video and do all of that. So, and that's pretty much that. So one of the things I like to do when I'm parking for the night, I'll either sit up here and do whatever I'm going to do entertainment wise, but if I want to use the laptop or some shit, I will scoot this chair forward. I tilt it forward kind of like that. That gives me shit tons of room. in the chair section here, which I can sit in and, you know, kind of do whatever. I can set my desk up or whatever. I'll show you that in a minute. But plenty of room to change, to get up in the morning. You know, I thought it important to have a place to sit in addition to the bed, because the bed is probably the most confined area in the fucking car. Under here, I just keep my clips for, you know, these are spring clamps from Lowe's. They're very cheap, but they're very strong, and I use those to hold up the curtains. So up here, you'll see I got a fucking curtain rod that comes across here, and then at night I'll just put that curtain across, and then under here I got 2 additional curtains. This is an umbrella for a chair, in case I need to make some shade. But there's 2 curtain rods in there I bought for like $3 at Walmart. This is just black material for a background I used to have, that I carved up just for this project of making this a car camping experience. Now if we come back here, this is all my dresser. I'm very minimalistically packed. I got a week's worth of underwear and socks, you know, some shirts, clothes, shorts, another pair of jeans. One of the secrets for keeping your clothing small is to get some clothes that are dry fit. You can wear them more than once without them absorbing your body odor or perspiration and whatnot. I mean, they still need to be washed periodically, but you can get away with wearing them more than one day without an issue. And of course, I've always worn my shorts and jeans probably 3 days at a time. So that covers me for pretty much a week's worth of clothes before I have to do fucking laundry. This is all set up for me to go into a truck stop shower and take care of all my hygiene needs, or, you know, a gym shower if I decide to go that route at some point. So there's that. This is a 50-degree sleeping bag. Does a perfectly good job. It's very small and compact, which is why I chose it. When you're camping in a Prius, you cannot afford to take up too much space with shit. And I'm still experimenting a little bit with some of the things I brought out here. I need 2 pillows at night, so I brought 2 pillows. Of course, I got my hoodie and shit. This is just a chair so that if I ever want to park somewhere and relax and not be confined to the car and not have to run the car, I can just break this chair out and sit out somewhere, maybe break out my laptop desk if I'm in a shady area, and go from there. Sorry if there's fucking wind noise. I got the dead cat on and shit. And it's pointing towards me. That's why you're not seeing me on camera. But you don't want to see me anyway. You see the fucking car. Now over here, I've got a small suitcase for additional storage. Collapsible bucket. You can do the math on why I'm carrying that with me. That's mainly for emergencies. Just in case, you know, you never know if you're somewhere where there's no shitter. Sometimes you gotta shit in a bag. You know, that's just how life is. But I will always try and park near a restroom or a truck stop or a rest area. Also under here, I have my lap desk for my laptop. And, you know, just some keto food items I should show you, since I'm back on the nuts, by the way. I just stocked up on Veronica's Health Crunch. Each one of these is about 1,000 calories a bag, so if I'm out on the campgrounds and I'm starving or ravenously hungry, which I probably won't be, I'll fast for most of it and eat whatever meat they got. So there's that. That's what I plan on having for like kind of an emergency boondocking food situation if I get into one of those situations. Up here I got some cheap ass, I think they're $2 a piece, foam board, and I cut them out in the shape of the windows. So I could, at night I just put, you know, the black foam board in the windows. And then I also run side curtains in addition to this curtain, as I told you earlier, across the windows. So if you look over there, you got the You know, that'll be blacked out. Then there'll be a curtain in front of it. I also put a bunch of foam boards in there and in the back window and I sleep with my head that way usually, unless their angle's really fucked up or something. Last night I think I only went through 89 cents worth of gas because it was like 60 something, and that was perfect. Like, if you can match the fan to the outside temperature, then there's that. At night I'll fold this as far forward as it'll go, to allow for a little more flexibility and room, but not too far. I want it to look semi-normal to, you know, somebody that's not walking up and staring at the fucking car. And down there we got some water, you know. If all else fails, as long as I have some water, I plan on using this. If I need to wash off, I have like a little spray bottle to wash off in the wilderness if I need to. And of course, bottled water to drink, and also doubles as a bathroom sometimes once, you know, you take the empty bottles and you fill her up. You know what I'm saying? So that is my setup going forward for car camping in a Toyota Prius. And I'm sure I'll refine it as I go, and I'll update you guys as I refine that shit. So, update time. I am ketovore now. I'm doing nuts and dairy and meat. I haven't incorporated any vegetables, really. Well, I take that back. I did have some of my low-carb spaghetti sauce. As far as any returning symptoms, mood stabilization has dropped a notch, especially since I started doing the tomato sauce. So I'm not quite as level. But that being said, it's tolerable, you know, to be able to eat some of the foods I enjoy. If it becomes intolerable, I know what to do. I just go straight carnivore for a while, and that'll offer me relief. And maybe I can just bounce back and forth as necessary for that issue. As far as physical and weight loss, I've been steadily plateaued on carnivore, and it hasn't really changed much since I started reintegrating some of these other foods. And I've been hovering in the 189 to 192 range pretty much solidly for the past month. And maybe this trip will spark some weight loss. A lot of that I was physically inactive for. The weather was shit for most of the month, and I didn't get out much, and we even had fucking snow all the way up to the end of April, it seemed. So now that I'm out and about and traveling, I'll be hiking more, I'll be exploring some, that will up my physical activity level. I'll be shooting more and more video, more footage, flying my drone. I did bring my drone on this trip. I'm not going to use it at the concert, obviously, but I do plan on taking my time and seeing what I can see on the way. I haven't got any plans. It's going to be kind of on a day-to-day basis, see where I'm at, see what I can get to by the end of the day or maybe the midday. To stop and smell the roses. One of the things when I was trucking, I never really fucking got to take advantage of the fact that I was traveling the country. Now that I can do that, I will do that. And of course, I'm going to work and edit some video and film some video along the way to kind of share the experience. I'll be filming through the weekend. A lot of that's going to be with my phone because we're not allowed to take, you know, cameras into the concert or anything like that, or on the campgrounds. So I can't really bust out the good camera. But I will be using the fucking cell phone to film as necessary. You know, I like how I park in the shade and now everybody's parking in the fucking shade here at the park. It's like one tree is far away from anything cool as you can get. So ketovore on the road, gonna eat meat, eggs. There's gonna be a lot of eggs because that's one of the things you can go to McDonald's and get that's semi-safe. And I do mean semi-safe because obviously it's not the highest quality fucking eggs that you can get. So there's that. So now it's time for some motherfucking mail and shit. And that's what I'm going to call this little segment. Motherfucking mail. It's really hard to vlog when you have two people parked right in front of you fucking staring at you while you're fucking talking to the camera. They're like, this motherfucker crazy and shit. First email comes from Brian Sutphin, who has said that I could share this with the world. Hi, Scott. My name is Brian, and I'm an avid follower of yours. I want to share a bit of my story, which is very relevant to Friday's video on the healthcare industry and all the greedy, biased bullshit associated with it. I got my blood lipids and health test done last Friday morning and have made significant progress on my metrics in the past 3 months. All thanks to Keto plus IF, which I've been learning all about from you. I've made a complete 180 on my lifestyle and I feel absolutely great and in control. And that's the biggest reason people start doing keto. They find that they get these positive results. They feel good. My best friend, who wasn't the quickest to jump on board, but once he committed and he got to the point, and he does athletic stuff too. He does marathons, he goes kayaking all the time, he's riding his bike. So he's always doing something physical, plus his job's physical. But he's noticed he felt great to the point where he didn't want to go back to the crap, the carbs, the sugar, the bullshit. So they're doing that. You know, once you experience feeling good, you don't want to go back to feeling like shit all the time. And a lot of people that are on carbs and sugar, they don't know that they feel like shit all the time. That's just kind of the way it is. It isn't until you step out of that and really experience feeling well and feeling good that you understand that you don't want the addictive pleasure foods anymore, that you're trading contentment and feeling well for the momentary pleasure of fucking cake and pasta and cookies and shit. So there's that. Then he gave me a chart. He started out on the 15th of January, and then he gave me his current number. So he started out at 390 pounds. He is now 349 pounds. So that's a pretty nice weight loss right there. BMI went from 52 to 48. Not that we really give a fuck about BMI anymore, but it is a kind of a measure of where you stand in regards to the rest of the population. So it is a good, indicator of where you stand against the rest of the population, because we do track that metric for the most. But you don't know how much muscle that is, how much shit weight that is, how much bones. You can't really tell. Water weight, of course. Waist, 59 inches to 57 inches, that is going to be the slowest thing to progress. So if you have cheat days and you have, lots of time, it takes a while just to lose an inch. You're going to lose the inches and you'll get down to normal healthy range, which is half your height. You're around the belly button should measure half your height. That's the metric for so-called reduced risk of metabolic syndrome related illnesses. So there's that. Blood pressure was 145 to 89 at the start, which is pretty rough. And he got it down to 125 over 76, which I believe is normal. Total cholesterol started at 276 and is now 216. So that is progress in the right direction, and stands counterintuitively to, the keto raise your cholesterol shit. Not to say that doesn't happen in some cases, but cholesterol, as I've said before, is not a good marker for measuring your risk of heart disease or any other disease, because it transiently changes. Cholesterol is made in your body, by the way, regardless of whether you fucking eat it or not. So, there's a lot of misconceptions about cholesterol that we are still trying to get the medical community to step back from. But it's profitable, so they're not going to. They're going to continue to prescribe things when they see your cholesterol's high. They're going to want to put you on drugs. They're going to give you fucking stents. They'll want to do these lots of lab tests and shit. And it's kind of bullshit that they do that. This is the number that he's struggling with right now. and I can't explain why this happened, but his HDL dropped from 46 to 22, which you don't want your HDL to go down. You want, a high HDL, a low triglyceride level. HDL is, of course, the good cholesterol. However, that being said, his triglycerides started at 243 and dropped to 192. So he did lower his triglycerides, but he also lowered his HDL. So his ratio is still in the at-risk category, but it's progress. And I contend the lower he gets his triglycerides, the better his ratio will be, and his HDL may actually rise. I don't know how much meat and fat he's doing on this diet. He didn't really get into it in the letter. He's doing IF, I believe, too. But we'll get into that when we read through the rest of the letter on what else he's doing. So LDL dropped from 181 to 155, which is progress, good progress on the LDL. Once again, it's what kind of LDL, and it's a poor marker. You can manipulate your LDL based on how much fat you eat and how much, where your energy metabolism is coming from. If you are a fat burner and you eat a lot of fat, then you can actually lower your LDL. It's basically a truck that carts around cholesterol and fatty acids and brings it to where it needs to go. And it can change, and you can manipulate it, and that's been documented now. So LDL is not a great measure for heart disease. Once again, the strongest measure for risk of heart disease is your HDL triglyceride ratio. You want a higher HDL and a lower triglycerides. Blood glucose started out at 97, which is still considered in the normal range. But you got it down to 88. So I would say you've nipped it in the bud as far as diabetes is concerned, and that you can tolerate a glucose load without a significant issue. You don't want to do that all the time, but I would say that is not a risk. But at the same time, you're not going to fix your waist measurement or your lower HDL issues. You've got questionable blood lipids at this point, and if you want to right the ship, you need to avoid cheat days and stick with your diet. And that's the same that's what I've been saying this whole time for everybody. And so he goes on to write, so here's where I get pissed off. I was discussing the results of this progress with the doctor on Friday morning, and she was completely against keto. And that is a good way to judge how informed your doctor is, because if a doctor is informed, has seen the results clinically, has done their homework and their research instead of just opening their guidelines and prescribing and pushing pills on their patients and ordering expensive ass procedures all the time, these are warning signs that you need to shop around for a new doctor, in my opinion. If your doctor is saying that keto is bad for you, she clearly, and here's what she said. She told me I should stop keto now and start eating whole grains, sweet potatoes, etc. She said I will have a vitamin B deficiency, and the only reason my numbers, by the way, vitamin B is primarily from meats, B12. And the only reason my numbers improved was because of the weight loss, and cautioned I should not believe that keto is the reason for my improvement. Really? And this guy has said that he completely has done the whole yo-yo thing. He's done all the traditional shit over the years and failed, and even enclosed a slideshow of that. So he's been on this journey a long time, and it wasn't until he stepped into keto that he got lasting results. And here I am at 3 years with my results, and it lasts. It definitely lasts, and that is what we want. We don't want to get on this roller coaster of shit and spending all this money all the time. We just want to eat and be healthy and live a doctor-free, prescription-free life, and hopefully live a decent length of time.
For me, I'm more about health span because we can't really control when and how we're going to die. I've followed the healthcare industry's formula of eat less, move more for the past 15 years, and I've always yo-yoed back to starting weight and fell back into sugar dependency, cravings, and binges. And yes, you can't really cure a sugar addiction unless you get rid of it. Eat less, move more is complete bullshit for weight loss. You will tank your metabolism. Yeah, you'll get short-term weight loss, but you'll gain it back eventually. You're just kidding yourself. And the minute you can't exercise your ass off, the weight comes back. And a lot of people can't exercise their ass off every day. A lot of people judge and be like, oh, that's bullshit. You should make time for exercise. Some people are physically injured and can't. Some people don't have time. They work 70 hours a week. How you fucking gonna spend time in the gym every night when all you want to do at the end of your long ass fucking work shift is go home and go to bed so you can get up and do it again tomorrow? It's a recipe that keeps you in that treadmill, in the gym treadmill, in the nutrition treadmill, and of course the medical treadmill later on in life if you're eating unhealthily and thinking you're gonna outrun the shit. That's eat less, move more is probably the worst fucking advice we've had in the entire 40 to 50 year decline of our fucking health. You know, and that is what we've been pounding on for years. Eat less, move more. How is that working out for us? I just read an article that Australia is at a 60% obesity rate. Not overweight, obese 60% rate. That's fucking atrocious. And I'm sure they've been getting the same eat less, move more, eat this fucking highly processed carbs and grains and fucking pasta and work it out. Just count your calories. And that's not working. It's not. And we need to fucking wake up from that. Doesn't work. Keto is an absolute game changer and 100% the reason for my weight loss and overall health improvement. And all in about 3 months. It disgusts me that this doctor is so brainwashed that she can look past this obvious progress and still bash on keto. Might be a vegan. Vegans like to ignore, truth. Without making this into a fucking vegan trolling video, I'm going to go ahead and continue. I schooled her on the B vitamin intake from keto-friendly foods and that most grains don't even have natural B vitamins. It's a damn shame. And not to mention, there are things in the plant-based food world that prevent you from absorbing vitamins and minerals. There's lectins, there's toxins, there's all kinds of shit. Not to mention the glyphosate problem when it comes to grain. So grain is completely fucked. And it will cause problems, and that's why we have this epidemic of allergies, celiac disease, all of these issues in the autoimmune space, I believe, are directly linked to glyphosate at this point. But that's just my opinion before Monsanto comes and tries to shut my ass down. Also, meat is you can look it up, meat is some of the most vitamin and mineral filled foods. It's a superfood. You could live off of eating only meat. It's been proven at this point on multiple occasions. There's people who have been doing it for 8-10 years in some cases, and that proves to me that meat and fat, from animals, has everything you need to survive. Thrive, that's another matter. We don't know, but you're not going to die. You're not going to get vitamin deficiencies. You're not going to get mineral deficiencies, especially if you, do things like make bone broth and stuff like that, and eat, rare and raw meats, which I do. I eat pretty rare when I eat the meat if I can, unless I know it's low quality meat, and then I want that shit cooked in. Anybody that tells you you're not getting all your vitamins and minerals because you're not eating plants, I am convinced at this point is full of shit. Having done the carnivore experiment myself, I've developed no vitamin deficiencies. I have no symptoms of any kind. In fact, I improved in some aspects. That being said, I did get a cold. So some would say, oh, it must be that vitamin C deficiency and shit. Well, I don't have scurvy. So clearly it doesn't make you immune to infection. So there's that. We'll repeat the carnivore experiment for myself at some point, and there's plenty of carnivores that didn't get sick or have any issues. I believe more and more strongly that it was me falling in the dirty ass water on that kayaking trip that really fucked me as far as making me sick. which I'm over now. I'm fine. A little froggy in the morning. That's about it. But I think that's just waking up in the morning, sleeping in the car especially. Just drying out. With that said, I thank you for what you do, health and wellness outreach, because without you, I would probably still be taking advice from these thick-headed hacks. It would mean a lot if you could share this to our community. Another example of overall health improvement in a fairly short period of time. Definitely got more progress to make, but this is a good start. Here's my weight track back to 2016. And by the way, I couldn't open that image file. I don't know what the deal is. So, that's going to be part of the new mail segment going forward, where I pick one or two if I got time. I think I spent too much time on this email at this point. So the next video, I'll catch the next email. If you would like to submit your story or your, opinion or whatever, and you make it good enough, and I'll pick it out and go make a video with it and answer it on a case-by-case basis. Generally, it has to pique my interest or trigger me or what have you, and you guys love triggering me, so there's that. If you want to submit something like that, you can go to ScottTheTruckDriver.com. While you're there, if you wanted to stop by and leave a tip in the tip jar, that'd be greatly appreciated. However, not a requirement. You can just go there, send a message, email, or go on to the research page and, submit that way. And then we can communicate going forward. And we'll be able to, I'll go through the emails and figure out which one I want to address or talk about, and go from there. And that's what we'll do and shit. And also you can go to the comments on YouTube or my Facebook page if you like that. Twitter, I need to start using Twitter more. Do you guys give a fuck about Twitter? Should I bother with Twitter other than sharing out whenever a new video comes up? If you want to keep up with my videos, obviously you can go to ScottTheTruckDriver.com, or you can follow me on Twitter. The links are all through ScottTheTruckDriver.com, or you can go to my Facebook page and like that, and check back every once in a while, because a lot of these places don't just fucking give you the feed. I know YouTube doesn't. So if you want to keep up whenever there's a new video. As far as my traveling, I will continue to document this and make videos and edit them while on the road and render them. I have to sort out how I'm going to do that to where I'm not having any issues in terms of the amount of time it takes or render time. I'm going to totally, render while I'm driving or upload from my phone. So there's a lot of moving parts. I'm going to put them into 1080p just to save on some render time and some upload data while I'm traveling. So no 4K happy, beautiful videos while I'm on the road. It's just kind of how I have to do it. I can do shorter 4K videos, but as far as these long form videos where I talk a lot, I can't really afford to do that. So I gotta make it purty and shit for 1080. I'll be when I get back from my trip, I'll be selling some of my gear on the website for those of you who might be interested in that. Some gear that I'm upgrading and working to improve the video content and my ability to film, and working on my video skills as well. So, which sucks right now is I got a little bit of lens flare action going because the sun's hitting the fucking camera and shit. I can put this over there. That didn't do shit. But remember, I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just a fucking asshole sleeping in his car, looking like a homeless guy with a beard. Please like and subscribe for more motherfucking videos, and I'll make all kinds of shit. All kinds. If you're going to Carolina Rebellion and you see my beard flapping around in the fucking wind, hopefully there's some wind. It's looking like it's going to be a hot scorcher or sunburn and that kind of shit. Be sure to come say hi. I'm happy to bullshit. Turns out I have to go alone on this trip due to somebody that said they were going to go with me and didn't buy their fucking ticket. And well, let's not get into all that, but let's just say I wasn't thrilled with that. I bought the ticket in the campsite thinking that somebody was coming with me. But that didn't work out, and I'm here going to be on this trip by myself. So by all means, if you want to hang out with me, you want to say hi, I look forward to seeing you down there. It's it's near Charlotte Motor Speedway, I believe it is. I think their tickets are still available. If you wanted to do a last minute thing, it's going to be probably a little pricier. And it's from the 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's a 3-day music festival. A lot of great acts. Check them out on CarolinaRebellion.com if you're interested, or if you're in that area and want to come say hi. I'll be traveling down through Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia. I'm going down the 81 corridor, so reach out to me if you're along there, and maybe I'll stop and say hi at like a truck stop or something. So there's that. I do want to start meeting some of you as I'm out and about touring the country and hearing your stories and maybe interviewing you for the channel. I'm looking forward to be able to do that at some point. So these are just little ideas I'm floating around to help me get to know some of you better, because you guys have helped keep me on this journey, and you've been very supportive of me leaving trucking and being able to even go on this trip is one of the results of that decision. Learning to live on a smaller budget, more minimally, has helped immensely, and now I get to go on pretty much a week-long road trip. It's awesome. I'm planning on maybe hitting Virginia Beach after, on the way back, after the concert, just to kind of, because I've never been there, and I've always been curious if it's awesome or not. So we'll explore that together, and I'll share all of this journey with you guys. So have a nice motherfucking day and shit. Trying to get better about this adventure vlog shit. Hopefully I don't fuck it up.